Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 102 of The Coin Vault has opened. So welcome everyone to the stream. Welcome Sev Weber, I see that you are here before everyone else. Welcome, and welcome to everyone else watching. So we're going to have an episode of The Coin Vault. These are coins from my coin roll hunting days, and these are kind of like the coin concentrates of all the bags that I went through. Some of the rolls are better than others, as I didn't know everything about coin collecting. I do now, so some are cleaned, some are damaged, and some I thought were rare and errors, and they do turn out to be errors, and some were just damaged. Welcome, Logan's Coins. Welcome again. Good to see you again here. One of these days you'll be a mod, friend. And how's your day going? How are you doing today, Sav? So let me get set up here. I've got a tube. We got a coin here to start. It looks like it's not moving. I'll have to update the microscope. Just a second. Get these coins ready. All right. We're good to go. The golden word. I never thought I would see it, Logan. We'll take a look at the reverse here. Pretty looking coin. Not seeing any errors on here. We can take a look, see if there's maybe a double on the eye. Don't see anything there. We shall move on. So I got a couple rolls here tonight. We'll definitely do two here. We may do a third. Sorry, there was some loud noise here. We may do a third. I am exhausted today. I had to drink a couple extra cups of coffee this evening just to even feel like I could do the show. Now that it's going, I feel like I see a little bit of light in my eyes. But boy, I did not think I was going to make it here today. But it's good to be here. I don't know what else I would have done if I was not doing the show. And it seems like I spent a bunch of time today, like, wanting to do some graphic design stuff, wanting to, like, create some themes for the show, and just too tired. Kind of just sitting in some brain fog, so it's good to actually be looking at some coins now. I'm feeling much more in my element. So hopefully we'll find something like just super awesome. It's what we are always looking for. Something awesome. Not sure if that is. That's probably just a little scratch there to the west of the D. There was just kind of something sitting there on the surface. So we're not checking out Lincoln's nose. We're checking for an extra eyelid. I think that's just a little bit of dust inside there. And that is a little dent. So it feels like it's been a really good week this week. We got to our 4,000 watch hours within the last week. We got to become an eBay partner, or a YouTube partner. We're still an eBay partner. We're now both. And trying to look forward for the YouTube channel here. And just trying to figure out tons of ways. I know I have a lot of ideas for the channel, but now I'm trying to kind of manifest them and make them into reality instead of just ideas. So hopefully I will be able to kind of start sharing some of that with you guys very soon. That's what I've been working towards, like, when I'm not doing the show, I'm trying to bring the next level to you guys. So hopefully in the next week I will be ready to share all the plans with you guys. Some of me is wanting to, like, kind of get your guys' opinions and stuff, because You guys are the ones that participate with me, and so I feel like we all kind of have a share in what goes on here. But I mean, primarily we're looking at coins on this show, but I'm also curious, like, what your guys' favorite coins are, what you guys want to be seeing. My favorites are small cents, for sure. And they're what I have readily available to me. However, I'm really enjoying looking at other coins, and I've started collecting a bunch of different coins. So we'll just have to see. Small cents will probably be the majority of this show, but I'd like to like switch things up with different coins every little once in a while. And I did find that other box. I think it's like all mostly like 100-year-old coins and stuff. It's all raw, but it's like pretty much stuff that was like passed on down to me. They're kind of sentimental coins, so nothing I'm going to be posting up on eBay, but just some cool old raw coins, like a nice box of coins. And I thought it'd be fun to like maybe see what was in them, because I have not looked at them probably since I was younger, and I really don't know what's in them, and I don't know what things are worth. It's like I'd be looking at them pretty much with entire different eyes than the person that put them into the box so long ago. Looks like some machine damage on here. It looks like that is maybe flattened on the 3. Check out Lincoln's eye here. Wow, what is going on? It's not quite the normal eye there. Is it like a die crack? I feel like I need to zoom out to fully comprehend what I'm seeing there. It's like, did part of Lincoln's like head just like crack off, or is that just like a lamination error on a steel coin? Which I'm not sure if I've ever seen before. I guess I'm glad I went to look for his eye, because I don't think I would have noticed. I just saw like the date and saw like machine damage. Take a look at this T. It kind of looked like the date. Just like some kind of raised up extra metal. So I don't know if calling this one a lamination error is what it is. That's the closest thing. I don't think I've seen a steel cent that looked like pieces of it were just kind of breaking off like that before. But a little different. I'll go with different. And it looks like there's another steel cent in here, or there's actually a couple of them. So maybe I'll skip. It's like I've got some stacks here. We'll see if what the other ones look like in here. This is kind of more what Lincoln's face should look like there. And that is not. It was like there was like whole pieces that kind of had just broken off of his face. So here I got 2 more. We'll just skip ahead. Look at these steel ones. It's a noisy night here. I apologize for that, guys. How's everybody doing? How's my lurking friends? How many of you guys are watching on a TV? You guys obviously don't have to answer. I'm always just curious who's actually watching. How'd that video come out that you were working on, Logan? You said you were filming a video the other night. Did you get to make a video with a bunch of beautiful silver in it? Some rim damage on this one. Check out the mint mark, see if we can see something on it. I see what looks like a damaged mint mark. Nothing on the eye. Almost wanting to see something on the D there. I feel like it's pretty minor if it is. I'm guessing it's just a scratch on the edge. It does kind of look like one though. But it's like, I feel like it's not quite on the end of the serif where I would imagine it to be. See if we can find anything on the eye. And we can zoom back out. So I think if that steel scent was an error here, I think that's the only thing that we've seen so far in this roll. I can't see how it wasn't unless it was just like a planchet defect, which is kind of like an error because it shouldn't have really been turned into a coin to begin with. 1 second. $1958D. Nothing on the reverse here. Seems like all these ones are like slightly better condition, but I'm guessing that most of these ones were not put away because I thought that they might be an error. I'm guessing that I was kind of putting away the better coins in the rolls that I was finding. But that doesn't mean that we can't find errors in them. I like looking at that thing there. I feel like that goes down. I'm having a hard time finding the depth of it, whether it's raised or lowered. When I have doubt, I usually just assume that it's like lower than everything else. So I will say it's lower and we'll keep on moving on. I want to find ones that just like kind of jump out at us anyway. This one seems to be suffering from some damage. Maybe like a sandy floor. Maybe it fell on like a dance floor and people danced on top of it. Could have been worse. This one kind of looks like it has a glossy finish from something. It's kind of a nice chocolate brown color. Check out his eyes. His big brown eyes. I guess they're really, really, really small brown eyes. It's like I always forget to straighten out my microscope too. I just need to get like a separate microscope so that everything can be ready to go every time. That's better here. Looks like a kind of a worn die there. Looks a little bit flatter than it should be. It's like the 8 just kind of starts to fade off into the rim. A little bit of tone on this coin. It's got a little bit of wear on it on the reverse. Probably the front too. I was probably just getting distracted by the color. So the reason, anyone who hasn't watched the show before, the reason I'm looking at the eyes is just trying to see if we can find any double eyelids. It's a place that seems to double on these Lincoln wheat cents a lot and is considered a double die. And I'm looking at the mint marks, trying to see if we can find a repunch mint mark in RPM. And it seems like we normally find about 1 a roll. There was one earlier in this roll that kind of looked like one. It looked like the serif was split on it. But I just wasn't, you know, these ones that have seen some circulation, sometimes it can just be that the coin got kind of nicked or scratched. And I'm not trying to put away a bunch of nicked and scratched coins here. I'm trying to put away ones that I know what they are. That's the plan anyway. I want to check out the wheat ears and the E pluribus unum, because I think it's just super worn here. But it just kind of looked like it showed signs of possibly having some doubling. Hey, metal detecting with Austin Simpson. Welcome to the channel. Good to see you again. How are you doing tonight? And I feel like I haven't been able to identify. I believe that this is just machine doubling. But sometimes when I see this, it really, you know, it seems more like it's, you know, doubling than machine doubling. This one's a 51S. But I don't think that that one, I think that it's considered damage when it's like that. If it was raised up, I think it would be another thing. But when it's just kind of side by side like that and one of them is like sunken in and flat. This one's kind of interesting in that the eyelid kind of looks much wider than a normal eyelid up on the top, and then there's that little double there. It's like I feel like there is some wear or like kind of some damage. Here, I want to skip to another one and then go back and look at that one. I just want to look at the eye of another one and see if I'm just... Alright, so that's kind of... Oh, there's something... Almost looks like there's something to the east of that eye. It looks a little bit damaged. Alright, let's look at a third one and then we'll go back to the first one. I always like it when you go to use one as an example. Maybe it's just me. That one looks pretty big like the first one. Okay, let's go to the first one. It's like what is different, you know, maybe it's just a little die chip to the east of the eyelid, and I'm not sure if that happens with any of the double dies for the doubled eyelids, but maybe I will flip it up just for having a chip. This one is also a pretty nice bright looking BU coin with a little bit of toning on it as well. It's kind of got like a blue and a pink shine to it. And I might need to get some more flips tonight because it looks like my pile got, we used up a lot of them in the last couple shows. How's your night going, metal detecting with Austin Simpson? Hello? So we shall keep on moving here. 57D. A little bit of color on this one. Almost not sure. Almost looks like there is a little bit extra, like a little die chip on the wheat ear over here. Yeah, I believe that one's not supposed to be there, that's actually a die chip there. Take a look at the front. Not seeing anything there. I think we already saw the eye on this one. This one was the one that kind of looked like there was a little something. I don't know, it kind of looks like damage to me. Maybe I'll just put a note on there to check that one out a little bit closer here in the future too. It's like what I need to do is basically just, you know, go through and look at the different double dyed eyelids. And then just, because there's a bunch of them, and some of them don't look like an eyelid, some of them just like look like a little random piece of metal in that area. Alright, so nothing on the date, so nothing on the eye. A little bit of color, kind of an AU looking coin. Okay, and focus a little bit better there. I want to find something fun that just wakes me up. I want to wake all you guys up, shake you up, give you a thrill. Make it the best Monday night ever. The only good thing about not finding a bunch of errors is that I'm able to move through these rolls really fast and we get to look at extra coins. And there's less flip work for me to do. But I think this is the longest we've gone without finding like a lot, like a buy Liberty error. I think we're overdue for one of those. Looks like we all have a quiet case of the Mondays. If you guys are feeling like me, I'm just like, oh. Looks like the rim kind of sinks down on the top of this coin. Nothing on the reverse. Take a look at the mint mark. I was totally having like coin video making dreams last night. Like in my dreams I woke up and I had fallen asleep while making videos in my dream. In my dream I woke up and I had fallen asleep making videos, and so in my dream I was wanting to go back and see what happened. I was trying to find the video that I fell asleep in, and I couldn't find the video that I fell asleep in my dream, and so I was just looking, trying to find when I fell asleep the night before, because I woke up and I was like, I was making a video. What video was it? I need to like go and see what I looked like when I fell asleep, or what happened, because I don't remember. But this one is an RPM. But yeah, my work and coins are starting to kind of take over my dream. This is like the third coin work dream I've had in like a week or two. Like last week I was like in my dreams going, hello and welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange, and like mumbling through the whole the whole spiel of my short PCGS coin videos. And then I was having dreams of being at the post office. The week before that I was having dreams of finding like double tailed coins. It's just been weird. I guess I could be having like worse dreams, like the world was ending, or there was like some horrible pandemic like plaguing humanity. You know, it's like, at least, you know, if I'm gonna have work dreams, it's gonna be like doing something that I enjoy. And at least half of them was finding treasure, and then like half of them are just kind of like weird, hilarious. I was making videos, and then I realized I wasn't wearing pants, and then I was realizing that wasn't a dream, that was real. But I was wearing pajamas, so it was cool. Is anybody searching through some pennies right now of their own watching? Anybody find something cool this week? So I'm kind of feeling like doing the Mint Cello videos again. I'm just curious what you guys all think, if that sounds fun to you guys, or if you guys want to like do another week of the Coin Vault has opened, if you guys want to alternate them. But I have like, you know, maybe like 25 more coin cellos, and I'd like to go through them. I'm hoping you guys do too. It's kind of a funny looking mint mark on this one. It was like very thick, but didn't really look like an RPM. But it looked, you know, like very formed. I want to take another look at it. I don't know, there just seemed like there was something different about it. It's a 52D. It's like an extra wide D. It's like wide with 3 Ds in it. Got a 52S. Did we find another RPM? Oh, this one looks good. 58D. It's like very, very split. Looks, hold on. Oh, sorry, don't like to scratch my nose while making videos. It's a good one. Yeah, so that definitely looks like D over D. Looks really nice. So that's 2. This roll is starting to work out. Last flip here. So maybe I'll be proactive and we'll take a second and I'll find another stack of these flips. I guess if I was smart, I would just like restock here before a show started. Just get so used to there being like an overflowing state. Wham bam, thank you, desk. Can we find another one in this roll? That is the question now. Can I find Lincoln's face? I think that's a bow tie. I was like, wait, the mint mark's way up there? What's going on? That's God. We went all the way up across the coin. It's a very, very rare 1955 D. The D has transferred all the way up to the top and now it thinks it's a part of God. Some people think that coins are flat. They're really round. I think it almost looks like he has like a third eye, like just kind of like hanging out right in front of his head there. Alright, what do we have on the back here? $1954S. It's funny, I feel like in the beginning episodes of this show, I felt like we found lots and lots of S mint marked RPMs, and like lately I feel like all we're finding is Denver. Like I feel like in the mint cellos we've been finding San Francisco ones. Maybe we found one last night too. $1955. I don't think that was anything. Like I'm new to looking at the eyes. There's been a couple people that have been saying, why don't you check out the eyes? You know, it's like you might as well be looking for double dies while you're on here. And I know there's other places too that you can find double dies, but I feel like when there's a double dyed on the eyes, they can be pretty easy to spot. There's just so many of them that when I see stuff, I get a little overwhelmed. Hopefully that will change soon. I just need to keep looking at like nice examples of them. It's like that little blue tone spot in front of the eye. It's like, you know, it wants to look like it's raised. And then there's like a little tiny thing inside the eye cavity there but I think it's just kind of like a dull brown kind of color that just looks like it's raised up. Lots of things like to look like they're something, but they're not. So I'll give you guys the heads up, we're about halfway through this roll, but I've got some more. At some point here in the future I will get a second microscope so that you guys can see kind of where we are at the progress. Ooh, there's a flattened eye. Not looking so good on Lincoln. Not what we're looking for. $54p. Hey Blue Sandy, hey Accredited Coins, welcome guys. How are you guys doing tonight? I know you're having a good night, Accredited Coins. I checked out your eBay store. Were you out celebrating? And how are you doing tonight, Blue Sandy? Welcome back to the channel. Doing pretty good here. I am sleepy today. I had I was making coin videos in my sleep all last night. And so I kind of woke up feeling like I'd pulled a double shift. And in my dream making coin videos, I fell asleep making a coin video. And so the whole dream was about going back and trying to find what video I fell asleep in the middle of making. And then I woke up to cold calls from coin businesses trying to sell me coins. And so I was kind of got woken up early by some East Coast coin phone salesman. Kind of fun, kind of not. It very well might be a very good time to liquidate your metals and turn them into something a little more flippable. Not that you can't flip gold and silver, but it seems like, buy low, sell high, and I think you were selling high. Yeah, that's what I did to mine. I turned them into coin cash too. Much better rollover. Yes, I will take a break here sometime, Blue Sandy. I was kind of tired today. I've been under the impression that I should take a break as well. I don't know, I'm wanting to plan more stuff for the channel because I have all these ideas, and now all of a sudden you guys got me to YouTube partner status, and so there was all this other content that I wanted to create for you all, and now it's possible. But I realized that I should have been taking more time to learn how to do all the things, and now there's this huge learning curve of trying to bring you guys more stuff, and I hadn't quite fully thought out. I was like, oh, I want to do this and this and this and this, but now I need to learn how to do that. The 10,000 penny they found in coin rolls, $10,000. No, I didn't see that one from Hartford. I didn't know anything good came out of Hartford. Or maybe, did Dr. Seuss come out of Hartford? Or was that Springfield? I can't remember. Nice, that is a nice penny. What was it? Was it like a really, really, really old one? Or was it like a really, really nice new one? Yeah, I think you will be happy. I think you'll be happy turning it into Coin Cash. Oh, in 1992, Close AM. Nice. And it was Springfield. Yeah, it was actually kind of sad. I heard that oh, there's a die chip on this one. I think I heard that like some construction company like bought the Dr. Seuss house and then just like demolitioned it, just like totally like demolished the building when it was like whatever you call it, when it's like I want to say heritage or something like that, but it's historic. It was like a historic building and they just like demolished it. I'm just nice. That's pretty awesome. I need to start looking for 1992 close AMs. Um, you know, it's like I know it seems like kind of an impossible goal, but at the same time, with a $10,000 bounty on it, it definitely like, you know, seems to like be like, yes, let's try to do that. Let's see, so that one was a chipper. We'll call them chipper. They just sound happier. So it's like I'm feeling like it's, you know, probably time that I made a logo for the channel other than just one of my favorite coins. And granted, like I like the eagle, and basically I wanna keep it. But I'm feeling like I should probably, you know, put my name on a logo or something like that. Just it seems like there's so much other stuff you can do once you have a logo. Um, it's the second one found from there. It sounds like it's a good place to look then. You know, it's like if there was only a small amount of them and they all got kind of distributed into the same area, it definitely seems like it would be good. Well, that's the thing too. You know, it's like I notice on other channels, you know, they kind of have like family names, just, you know, like channels have themes to them. And I'm like, okay, what's the theme for this channel? Like, okay, it's Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. But it seems to focus mostly on coin roll hunting. So there's like a little bit of time travel there, but mainly coin hunting. You know, looking at nice coins, looking for errors. We want Logan for mod. We want free flying eagles. And so yeah, I guess I'm just, you know, I know we all, you know, the channel kind of has the inside joke accredited coins of like the Proof Mafia and stuff. And so it's like, I know we've joked about, you know, creating like the Proof Mafia and stuff. But I feel like it's, you know, for all I know, there is a Proof Mafia, and I don't want to like, you know, claim like we're the Proof Mafia and then have us all like get put on a hit list or something like that. You know, I've got to look out for everyone else along with my own neck. But I guess like I was just curious, you know, what you guys thought about the channel and what your guys' thoughts on, you know, different directions. Yeah, I could definitely use Fiverr. I mean, I've been messing around. I've been messing around with like a 3D art program, and it seemed like I could do some cool stuff. I just need to spend a little bit of time, and essentially I've been wasting my time on there and not doing auctions and not, you know, streaming less and just, you know, the global shipping crew. Yeah, still no international sales. It's rather interesting to me. Like I set up, not only did I set up international or the global shipping, I set up like, you know, the international with like basically every kind of international mail possible. And so I feel like by putting up all those coins, like I used to get international sales all the time, but then they put me on global shipping without asking, and the IT people had to remove me from global shipping because it was broken and wouldn't take me off. And so I swear they did something to my eBay account and it can't get removed now. Like nobody knows, some IT person just like wrote a script that doesn't show up to customer service. Um, and so I feel like, until someone does an international order, I'm gonna like essentially wonder, but it's been a month and a half now since it's been set up. It's been like less than a week since I added all the other alternative international stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of accredited coins, and that it would be kind of messed up if customer service is telling me everything's fine, and then it's not really fine, but they're not going to compensate me. So, I mean, I guess one thing I can do is since I have a second eBay account, I can try putting stuff up on the second eBay account, since it should have it all its own everything. And if stuff starts selling on there, I can be like, you guys really need to take a look at this. IT messed with my thing a while ago, and I can tell you it's not right. Why would they buy it off here and not this store? Why would they buy it off the person with one feedback and not the person that has it, the same price? You had two international today? Nice. See, that's what I'm saying. And like my stuff wasn't on international up until before this, and so you would think all of a sudden all these items would appear internationally and people would jump on it. When I go to other websites and look, like if I go to like eBay Canada or eBay Ireland or just wherever I look, my items show up. It looks like I can check out, but I obviously can't check out with my own items. Yeah, you had a pretty solid day of credit coins. I couldn't help I didn't have a whole lot of sales today, so I had plenty of time to like go look at your sales. um, and I pretty much today I went and looked at a lot of different people's stores. I went and looked at a lot of different YouTube channels. Just tried to like kind of like see just how people like bring people together, like what ways they make things fun. I'm just really wanting to like add some more depth to the channel. Coins are the focus, but just a way to like help make people feel welcome, part of something. Different ways to like help people learn. Just wanted to like kind of connect with people, and just it's like I consider myself a coin collector. It's like I guess I'm a coin dealer, um, but just I don't know. I just wanted to kind of see why people kind of came. It's like one of the things that I like about doing the channel is I get to talk about different coins, learn about different coins. People might learn a couple things from me or other people that come on here. But then also it's like, talking with you, I can talk about, eBay and global shipping, and PayPal and just, coin sales. And it's like, if you have a question about eBay, like I'm able to kind of, it's like I almost know more about eBay than I know about coins in some ways. And so it's like, please make you a mod. Where have you been, Logan? I was talking to you earlier and I never heard you talk back. I was sad. I was like, where'd Logan go? Kind of curious about the side over here. I can't tell if it's just, it kind of looks crushed, but it also kind of looks like a lamination error. I think we just got to go in a little closer. Yeah, you said that your internet crashes when, is it, that's not good. I think I heard something like that, that you can turn a microwaves, like the you can turn them into a microphone somehow. That I can't quite remember what it was. Maybe it was a tinfoil hat conspiracy theory thing, where people thought that they were being listened to on their microwave was listening to them. Yeah, I got a return today too. It was actually the most polite return I've ever seen. It was loved the coin, found a better price than another one, loved the seller, look forward to doing more business. And like, it looked like I found the coin too. It looked like they found another coin for like $5 cheaper, and so they wanted to return this one. Yeah. I guess they didn't love the coin as much as they thought they did, but that's okay. That's why I have returns. The microwave, yeah, isn't that funny how it shares the same bandwidth as the router? It's much better than someone like, writing something like didn't match description, like false advertising, or just, something like that. I've had people that tried to make it sound like it wasn't the coin that was sent. And so it's like, it's way more refreshing when someone's just honest. They're like, I mean, you can't get any more honest than that. Like, hey, I liked the coin. I loved the coin. But I found one $5 cheaper, and, money's money. So it is what it is. The person actually bought a lot off me. So, and the thing that I found the best is just, if you have a return or a problem with anything, it's just better to like deal with it immediately, give them a refund, and get back to listing, get back to, accepting offers that are good, or, just get back to business. Like, don't trip on it. Because that's definitely, if you trip on it, it consumes. And that same time is time that you can grow and learn, and sell other coins. I mean, that is definitely fascinating if the microwave is on the same bandwidth as a router. I don't care too much for microwaves. Once I found, like, cooking things that there was just like, huge raw spots that would be like cold and the rest would be like fried solid, I realized that there was just like a real chance of food poisoning there. I want to say that one holiday season, eBay wanted everybody to do 60-day return policy. Something, I think it was, maybe they were offering a special benefit to sellers, but it was basically them saying like, hey, we want people to buy gifts early and then have people be able to return them around the holiday. It was to make holiday returns easy for people buying gifts for other people. You could buy the gifts at the end of November. The people could, give them as gifts, come like, like end of December, and then up until January, the people could like return them. But yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I mean, I have 60-day returns, but only once or twice have somebody returned it after 30 days. I think most people don't even like realize that it's a 60-day return. And I think both times that somebody wanted to return it after 30 days, I think that they never even returned the item. They never printed a shipping label. They never did anything. They just wanted to see if I would do it. I feel like most people, if they're going to do a return, they do it within like a week. They get the coin, they look at it, they say, oh, I didn't see that spot. or just something, something says no, and they're just like, I want to return the coin. um, and it's like, I feel like a lot of people get defensive, like they'll think that I won't take a return on the coin. um, and they go to like file the thing, and so they like, item not as described, but mine's set up to automatically accept the return. That I don't even like do anything. That's time that I would spend, grumbling to myself like, why do they want to return this? There's nothing wrong with it. I made a video of it. They could see the coin. They know what they got. Um, Lincoln's got a flat nose. But yeah, so like I recommend having the auto return. Then you don't have to even worry about it. It makes the customer's experience easier. Um, and then it's like, they know from that point on, if they order a coin and they don't like it, they can return it. Hey, Lady Kate Nichols, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I realize as well now on most microwaves, they have kind of that rotating disc on them. And I think that helps, kind of evenly cook things. I would say you have about I would say there's about 70% chance that they'll mail back the item, accredited coins. I would say like at least 25 to 30% of the time, they never even attempt to ship it. And about half of that, they'll print the shipping label, and then they will never even ship it. Welcome to the channel, Lady Kid Nichols, by the way. Good to have you here. I'm doing pretty good tonight. I'm pretty tired. I made videos of coins in my dreams all last night and fell asleep making videos in my dreams, and then tried to find the video that I fell asleep with in my dream, and then I woke up super tired, like I worked all night. But I'm good. I drank a bunch of coffee before the stream here, so I should be good to go. Yeah, so definitely a lot of people accredited coins will, they will go to, they'll say they want to return it. But I think a lot of what it is people, they kind of have a thing where I think it's kind of like a scam. But people will just, buy a bunch of stuff and then say, hey, I want to return this to everybody. And a lot of people will just, kind of like I was saying, like just take the return, don't worry about it. A lot of people will just be like, okay, well, I don't want to deal with shipping this back and forth. And so they'll just say, keep the item. Here, I'll give you a refund, keep the item, it's all good. And so I think it's a numbers game for these people. You sleep on coins all the time until your other half put a stop to it. That sounds nice. Seems like large bed full of cash would be a little bit more comfy. But I haven't tried coins, so maybe I'm missing out on something. I'll have to try it here sometime. And I don't know, as far as returns and stuff go as well, accredited coins, it's just part of doing business. It's like I pay for the, return shipping labels just to try to make things easy. I put an extra, padded envelope in the envelope so people can return it and provide a label for them if they want to. It just makes it easy for them. And making it easy for them makes them less stressed out, and then hopefully you'll be less stressed out because you won't have someone stressed out. But just all that when you're pricing your items for sale, you just factor in that 1 in 100 people are gonna want to return an item, and it just it adds on just a few 25 cents more if you average everything out. And then you average in that, the post office is going to lose 1 in 200 packages. And, just things like that. you average in that like 1 in 200 people are going to try to scam you. If it's something with gold or like over, $25 of silver, always insure it. I would say 95% of the people that attempt to scam on eBay, it's silver or gold related. I almost never run into any problems with copper, and that's why I love small cents so much. Yes, there are a lot of people out there just looking for handouts or freebies. Like, there are people that's how they run their business. It's a numbers game of just asking, for free. They'll just order a bunch of stuff and say, "Hey, this was used," and it's like, yes, it's a coin. It definitely is used. It says circulated in the listing. Um, And I mean, it's like I was trying to figure out about like how to create extra eBay accounts, because I read that you could and talked to PayPal and they said you could. So I was just trying to see like how other people did it, and like started watching this video. It was like someone like, yeah, I have like 100, non-linked eBay accounts, and like eBay keeps banning mine and stuff, and it's like I use them for drop shipping, and you're gonna get yours banned too. So you're going to want to know how to make more eBay accounts fast. And I'm like, wait, these people aren't doing legit things. This is not the kind of eBay video that I meant to watch. Can't remember if I actually showed. It's like this one was a Liberty Air here. That's why I was spending the time and flipping it there. Keep on moving here. And I don't even know if I told you guys I'd opened another roll, but we are in. Wait a second. Okay. Almost went through the first roll twice there. I put the last roll there open, and if it hadn't been opened, it was nearly full because there was maybe only 5 coins we flipped in the last roll. That would have been hilarious. It's like, all right, we're opening it. Hold on. I'm having deja vu. So for the most part, accredited coins, you don't need to worry about any of those things. Dealing with customers can be rough, but at the same time, it's part of doing business, and it's like if you can make people's experience easy and happy, that is good. Not only will people come back, to buy from you again, but they will come back and buy from eBay. If like, one of us on eBay makes the buying experience terrible, they're going to be like, I tried eBay, it was horrible. Yeah, some of those Funko Pops are cool. That seems like it would be a really fun thing to sell on eBay. And there would be like a fun collection too if you had all your inventory out on a shelf. You could look at them all if they weren't all like packed up ready to ship. Yeah, I think I remember like a Mythbusters episode where they talked about um, microwaves, and it was like talking about if they were, I can't remember if it was hot or cold, but they did this test where to like find out if you have cold spots in your microwave, you basically like put out like a solid plate of marshmallows, and when you do put on the microwave, you'll basically see that like, anywhere that the microwave is microwaving, all the marshmallows will melt. But the places that are cold, the microwaves will, all the marshmallows will still be like totally the way that they were when you put them in there. Yeah, that is cool. The way that the pops the Funko Pops. There really is. It seems like they kind of take anything that's popular and make one out of it. That there really is kind of one for everybody. It's like a lot of collectibles, you know, they like kind of like stay in one niche area, but it's, you know, a collectible that really kind of can go in any different direction. Not sure why I'm all zoomed in on the back there. It's not even a great looking coin here on the reverse. It's making my camera kind of get all fuzzy. And speaking of, my microscope drifted away, and it's really, really high up for where I normally have it. We will see if this is a little bit better. When I'm super far away like that, it gets harder to zoom in, and I can also just rotate the coin and we can look at things closer. Yeah, Lincoln's not got much. This coin is pretty cleaned. It's definitely pretty cleaned here. It's hard to imagine that like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I put these rolls together, I couldn't tell that this was a cleaned coin. Yeah, I definitely found that as well. It's like if you spread the food out evenly, it seems like when you have a bunch of food together, it takes longer or something. It's like whenever I've had one with like one of those like rotating plates in it, I feel like it's been better. But I feel like the only reason I ever used a microwave is because I would like cook at the stove when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and it freaked my grandma out. And so my grandma bought a microwave, and then all of a sudden I wasn't allowed to cook at the stove. It's kind of, you know, it's like I think back, I'm like 5, 6, I'm like, huh. But then it's like I feel like all the things I liked to cook, I no longer really liked after I started cooking on the microwave. I think the only thing that I really liked in a microwave, because I would just cook it for a long time and it would make sure it was cooked, was like just a bowl of beans and cheese. I know I'm a weird one. It's my favorite thing to eat. It's like now I kind of do some variety with it. I'll like, you know, make a burrito with beans and cheese. I'll make super nachos with beans and cheese. I'll just make something with beans and cheese that has a bunch of other things, just so I'm not just eating beans and cheese all the time. It's like the T on this one is kind of faint. A little bit of damage. Oh, did we actually find a cud? I guess that would explain why the T, let's see if the T is right. Yeah, the T is right there. I feel like oftentimes when I see something light, I'm like, okay, is there anything on the reverse? I know that, like, yeah, it's a little bit dented on this side. Yeah, raw meat freaks me out too. I think that that's like maybe only the third cud that we've seen on this show. This is like episode 102. And you know, maybe that I will like bust into a role where like I must have like had a cud collection. But I think that this is only the third cud. I thought that I had hundreds and hundreds of them. Maybe I do. Maybe we just haven't gotten to them yet. But it's like I found 2 others that were on the front. One looked like a shark fin, like a shark's back with a fin, and the other looked like a dolphin in the same place. But one looked sharkish and one looked dolphinish. And then this one that's just kind of cuddish. It's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I feel like a lot of the things that I thought were cuds, they were it was just rim damage. It was just where the rim got banged, and there would be like a little thing, and I was like, oh, a cud, cool. Yeah, it's like when I see interesting things on one side, it makes me like want to flip over the coin and like see, okay, wait, what did this? Or it's like if I see something that looks like it might be a planchet flaw, like a big hole, it's like, okay, is the back all pressed out? Is it all damaged, or is it perfect on the other side? And so these rolls here, these were from like 10 to 20 years ago from my roll hunting days. And so they're kind of like coin concentrates. Some of them are rather disappointing. Some of the rolls will go through, like this coin's been cleaned. And it'll just be like cleaned coin, damaged coin, damaged coin. And then some of the rolls, it's like, half the rolls are like by Liberty errors and lamination errors, and they've really seemed to vary. It's like I might have looked at this one and gone, oh, maybe it's an RPM, but I really can't tell. I do see machine damage on the 9 up above. So my guess is that this would have been, if I'm seeing any doubling on it, that it's machine damage. Am I having trouble finding his eye again here? I am. Yeah, they saddened me too. And then it's like, I realized that I pulled these clean coins out of, 5,000 count unsearched bags and, roll hunting. And so it's like if I had just left them there, they would have been like equally balanced in the rolls that they were in, and no one would trip out about them. But it's like if I separate like all the damaged and all the clean ones from these rolls, and then like just sold them off as common, like a roll of wheat pennies, someone would be like, every coin was damaged or cleaned. Really sad find. Speaking of sad, I'm not sure what I was thinking with this one. I guess we didn't look up close. Oh, see, these are things here too. It's like the filled 9. Um, I thought that those were errors. When the B over here is filled, I thought they were errors, so I put tons of them away. Tons and tons. And so, it's always if we knew what we knew now then, our lives would be very different now. It's kind of cool, like there's like a little, chip or something probably from up on the 9 here. But it's like if you look at the little pieces of metal attached to the S there, it almost looks like they're doubled. Like to the northwest here, just hanging off the side. I'll just kind of look at it, make sure that I can't form it into anything. I think that it just came off of up on top. That's what I was looking at, like if it was like a S over S or something. But I don't think it is. Well, that would definitely be cool. Because it does kind of have like, the shape of it. There's also like all this, it's imagine if all that gunk, for lack of better words, if it wasn't all filling it. What's underneath there, what's to be seen. I think that it's just, it's too skinny. I mean, maybe it's the remnants of like another one. Of a D. It's possible. I don't think it is, but I am not. I am not the supreme master of RPMs. So what? This is a 1954S. I can look into it after the show. Here. So this is what I always forget I can do. I'm just gonna go over here, and I have taken a photo of it. So now I don't need to go back and look through everything. Here, wait, let me take one more photo of the 54 just so that in case my memory fails me, so that I know not only what the mint mark looked like, but what date it was. It'll make it look much easier. So here, I'll put that one aside over here, and then I can compare it again. I feel like there are like D over S's and like, S's up like that. There are ones like that. I definitely don't disagree with that. And for all I know, you know way more than I do. But I don't, for me, I'm still much more in the process of, okay, this one I'm sure of, this one I'm sure of, and then it's like over here I have a pile of all these ones that, okay, I'm gonna go and check these ones out, run the date, run the mint, see if any of these look like anything else anyone else has found. I feel like it would be cool if on some of the RPM or some of the websites for heirs, I feel like if for every date and mint, then not only did they show you all the ones that were stuff, but then there was like there was a list of all the things that aren't heirs for that date and mint. I feel like sometimes, like at least once or twice on copper coins, I've seen oh, that heir looks cool, and it'll start describing it, but this heir has been debunked. It is not it's found to just be, just really cool looking machine damage that just kind of looks like it's something. And so having having that added to, the list of real ones, I feel like is beneficial for people, because if there are ones that look like that and some of them are common, it can save people a lot of time of like going from site to site to site to site, trying to figure out which one they have when someone's already found out, like, oh yeah, that's not one. Nobody told you, you didn't get the memo. And so it might make a fascinating book if someone made like a coin coffee table book of famous coins that weren't heirs. Or just you want to start roll hunting? Instead of learning all about all the heirs, how about read a book about all the things that are not heirs? It's like, it could save a lot of collectors. Like, I don't know, how many of the machine damaged coins that show strong doubling. When I was doing this roll hunting, I thought I was finding really nice double dies because I didn't know better. I'd go to sleep so happy. I'd be like, I found another 3 double dies. I'm going to retire off these coins. I don't have a red book. I have a lot of books. A couple of them I still need to read. And unfortunately, I just cleaned off my desk. I have Chuck's Looking Through Lincoln Cents. I have the authoritative reference of Lincoln Cents, I believe. And I have, which one is it? The one that I haven't read is the Encyclopedia of, what is it, Small and Large Cents? I'll need to look. It's huge. It's I'm trying to even remember the author. I got it for my birthday last year and I started reading the other ones first. And it's funny because I should have bought all these books and read all the books. Most of my knowledge up until this last year when I started making videos on YouTube, and then after 6 months of that going and watching other people's channels, was just learning from looking through coins. Like, I feel like I had the cherry picker's guide at one point, and then I put it on my eBay store just, oh, I'll put this up for twice the price I paid for it, and maybe someday someone will buy it, and then it got bought, and so I didn't have that. It's like I use eBay for reference a lot. I use PCGS for reference a lot. Um, I use coppercoins.com and Variety Vista. And those are the main ones that I use. I saw Jessica on Copper Coins. She was doing a show on how to look up different varieties and use copper coins, which I still need to go back and watch some of that episode. But she pointed out a really good air website, which I forgot to write down. But fortunately, I know which show it's on, so I can go back and check it out. But that looked like a really good website where it was kind of like what I was talking about, where it's just like a list of all the different kind of errors that you don't hear people talking about very often. But then it also kind of talks about which ones aren't errors that people think are errors. So maybe there kind of is a website like that. What do you think the greatest part of having the Red Book is? What part of it do you find the most helpful? I'm just curious, because it's definitely not that hard to get a Red Book. And if I knew a reason why I needed it, it might be worth having one. It's like sometimes we don't know the reason we need things until the people that create the things that we need tell us. And then we know that we need them. Key dates, errors, and varieties. I feel like I know the key dates, at least for a small sense. But I don't know all the errors and varieties. Like, I feel like varieties and stuff have definitely, it's like pretty much with these rolls that I'm going through, anytime I saw anything that wasn't like a normal looking coin, I put them away. I feel like my eyesight is still good, but it was just basically, I didn't even use a microscope or a lens. I just could see if there was, if there was anything different on the coin, I could see, for the most part. Like some of the RPMs and stuff definitely, like some of them are so minor that it's like really hard to see without a lens. Totally. And I guess that's kind of what I use eBay for, is like I can like type in a date and a mint, look at the lowest price. It'll give me a good idea of how much stuff. I'll use, the PCGS, and I'll look through the price guide or recommendations there. It has some good, decent pictures to use for a reference. That's one of the things that I've liked about Chuck's website is that it's like one place, and it's like constantly updated. I think that probably when he wrote his initial book, he thought that he would be, creating like, second edition, third edition, and keep going. But then I think by the time he got to like thousands and thousands of photos, he realized that it wasn't going to be something that, I feel like, can't remember if he had said something like he was gonna, have supplements, that people could add to the book. Like every year he would add like a new chapter, and people could like add it into a ring binder or something like that. I feel like for small cents, I feel like I have the kind of grading and prices and stuff down pretty good. But for other coins, definitely not. Like, I'm definitely learning. Like, I just got into nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars, like this month. I never really had an interest. I thought I could live in small cent land forever, but I don't know if it's this coronavirus or what, but I was like, there's a whole world of coins out here. Before you go and like get coronavirus and kick it or something, maybe let's check out some of the other coins. And I realized that there's so much to learn about coins. I'm never ever going to know everything about small cents. And that's some of the things I realized, like reading some of these books, is that people that write these books, they spent their entire life learning about coins, and it's like one person would devote a lifetime and they would track down and find every single die and every single combination, find out when a die was retired and when a new one was brought in, and just it's amazing what people were able to do, like the investigative work they were able to do without computers, like without cars. Like some of the old coin books are amazing. Yeah, I do. I do. If a coin looks like it has like been plated or something, I will check it with a magnet. And I've had a few that like were slightly magnetic, but they just had plated that copper coin with so much. Um, and I saw on something somewhere, like I think on someone's show, someone had like they thought it was like a fake silver dollar, but it had um, it had like a bezel which had been like worn down thin around the edges, and it made it magnetic. Like someone had turned it into a piece of jewelry, but like the bezel had been soldered on and then smoothed basically off the coin. Yeah, I definitely find a lot of 40s, or I found a lot of 40s since all these coins I went through 10 to 20 years ago, which is kind of why, it's like I'm wanting to go through all these so that I can figure out what I'm going to do with them all. But then once I deal with all these, I want to go through more. Um, I promised myself I wasn't going to get neck deep in coin roll hunting again until I found all these coins homes. And I'm just not even sure how I'm going to do that. I figure the best way to do it is to go through them, find out what I have, try to learn more while I'm doing that. And then coincidentally, it just, it's turned into 102 episodes of this. And we're going to be going for quite some time. Yeah, and that's what most of my life was before. Like there was no coin stores. There was one coin place later on in life that I was able to go. None of my friends were interested in coins. So there was, the occasional like Coin Week magazine or something. I probably had a red book or like the equivalent when I was like younger. Um, and so it's like I just didn't have a lot of information. Like it just came in small bits. But yeah, I can't imagine. Things have become so much different. Like, I mean, eBay, I feel like eBay kind of allowed people to organize all the coins out there. Before there would be coins in a store here, there, everywhere. And so it was kind of hard to really tell what was rare, what was common, because you could only buy what was near you. And so it's like by, everyone putting up their coins on the internet, it's like then you go in a category and you're like, oh, there's only two in this category, and I'll buy them, see what happens. Oh, no one's reposted any of this. Okay, well, this one doesn't seem like a lot of people have it. It's like, oh, but like these 1958 rolls, there's 10,000 of them. It's like, okay, this is, but it's interesting. Things seem to, coin collecting kind of like went to a different level when like a large population of coins were accessible all at the same time from anywhere. It's like people kind of like bought up a bunch of stuff, organized stuff, like, like I've gone and bought out entire categories on eBay, and then like watched them repopulate and bought them out again, watched them repopulate. Sometimes it worked out really well, sometimes it hasn't. The 1955 says thank you. It's like funny too, like some of these will just be cleaned and damaged, and then some of them will be really beautiful. We've definitely seen like a lot of really nice tone coins. It's interesting in the aspect that like, nowadays, like my eBay store, for 40s and 50s, like usually like MS65, 66 is the lowest I'll deal with, just because by the time you're shipping coins and paying eBay fees, it's like you need to make like a $5-6 profit off of what you paid for it just to kind of break even. So it's like there has to be enough value in it to like justify posting it, making a video of it, putting it on your store, paying fees, paying shipping, paying more fees. And so it's like I don't get to see a lot of these other coins. Like I'm used to higher graded coins, even ones that aren't necessarily that valuable. But I still enjoy looking through, and it's like I find a lot more cool looking stuff. Like when I'm going through MS65, 66 coins, I never find like cool looking errors on the coins. I never find lamination errors. I don't find Liberty errors. They're just, I guess they would have been, attributed that or stay in someone's private collection instead of being sold off. This one is pretty beat up here. Are nickels your favorite coins, Lady Kid Nickels? What what years? What kind of years were they? They were all wheats. One way to figure out easily would probably be for the proof coins. Um, they go from 1950 to 1950, or they go from 1936 to 1942, and then they go from 50 to 58. So if you have anything 43 through 49 that look like they're proof in there, um, they didn't make proof coins for those years. So if you have a 43, a 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, that would be definitely a giveaway that they're polished or plated or like something. Somewhere in the 30s, yeah, there were not, or there was 36 through 42. And the 36 is like, they only made 3,800 of them. The 37, they only made 5,500 of them. That's how many proof sets were made. So that, they're pretty rare. Like I only have one 1936 proof. I mean, it's possible. If you have any 30s in there, they're probably, if you have any 30s in there, they are probably worth some money. Like a 1936 in any condition is going to be worth money. I mean, when you think of something that there's only 3,800 of, Especially if someone wants to make a proof set of wheat cents, they need that coin. So only 3,800 sets can be made total. So only 3,800 people can have a complete set for that kind of coin. There's branch proofs. I think there's two different kind of proofs for 1936. There's a satin and a brilliant. And so I believe there's only two different kinds, and I believe that there's less satin. If Accredited Coins is listening still here, he can chime in any second, and he can say, yeah. I believe the satin is worth way more than the brilliant. Or I want to say it's like 2 to 1 or something, like it's worth twice as much. I'm not even sure if I have a half dime anymore. I liked the half dimes. And I like the Mercury dime a lot. I think it's a really beautiful coin. I just started buying dimes, and so I bought a bunch of Roosevelts, mostly older ones, but I also bought, some like MS-67 modern ones. I bought a bunch with full bands. I was just, kind of trying them out. I had over 3,000 small cents in my eBay store. I'm like, well, what would happen if I sold some nickels, some dimes, quarters? Like maybe while someone's buying a penny, they'd want to, and I can check out and learn more about these. And it kind of opened up a whole nother world. It's been kind of cool. Tell me about the branch proof Morgans. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever owned a proof Morgan. I know that there are. I feel like I see Morgans that are attributed like proof like. I'm not in the know about proof Morgans. I would have assumed that there are proof Morgans. It means there's more to find. That makes sense. They're also nice. Like, I like things, that are small, because they fit into, you can have a bunch of stuff and they don't take up much space. And, that's one of the reasons I like pennies so much. But guess what has a penny beat? Dimes. I never even thought about that. I was like, what could get smaller that I could sell and collect and not take up a bunch of room? Yeah, so say like something like this, I think I would have thought that, even though like you can see like the little mark on the rim there, I think always used to think that those were like, that could be a cud. It could be worth something. Hey Cherazada Zapata, welcome. Yeah, I believe it was you. I went and watched one of your videos today. I think it was actually a dime. I think it was a 1991 P dime that I was taking a look at, Roosevelt. Thanks for making video. It looks like I've watched pretty much all your new videos, Cherazada. Make some more for me, please. I think there's a couple older ones that I still need to get back to, and I'll go check those out as well. But hope you're having a good night in Chile, and thanks for coming over, and hope you're doing well. Yeah. So they only made 12 of them at the New Orleans Mint. So if I find something, it's probably just a really, really, really well struck coin. Yeah, it's funny how there are coins that like kind of shouldn't be made. Like if they only made 12 of them, it's like, I don't know, it's like when something's only been made a couple and it's like kind of like was a prototype or something, it's like, is it, just a cool kind of art piece if it's not actually a coin that was made to be a coin? Or, does it deserve to have a huge price tag? It's like I feel like all those like prototype coins and stuff, they're worth a fortune. Um, but it's not like something the average person could find in circulation. It's like something you had to like, work at the mint or be like a politician or a lawmaker, and then you were like, given it as an example, or like, it's like, here, this is what we want to do. And then like the people in charge decide, looking at the prototypes, if that was something that they wanted to, do. But then I feel like the stuff was supposed to get destroyed, but of course the people were like, oh, if I don't destroy this, it'll be worth a ton of money. I'll just give it to my kid. That was just 1 year. Yeah, I bought my first commemorative coins today, like two commemorative half dollars, I think. Like I didn't even know that there were commemorative half dollars until I was like looking at accredited coins, accredited coins website on eBay, and I was looking through. I was like, I didn't even know they made, and it looks like they made commemorative half dollars like all the way like 100 years ago, and I'd never even seen one. Like I'm like looking at coins all the time. I'm like, some of these look really cool. Is that your is that your address? Or is that Pedro's address, Cherizada? Yeah, some of the old ones looked really nice. They looked nicer than some of the designs made for circulation. And it's kind of like, why didn't why didn't they employ these artists? They were really, really, really good. They have some of the commemoratives in the Red Book or the proof, the early proof ones. Maybe both. I guess that's one of the nice. I think the encyclopedia that I have, it probably is like a giant red book, but with like larger photos. I just haven't opened it yet, and I'm starting to feel super guilty. I think it was like $100 book. It's just like huge. Alright, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I guess I figured like I'd wait until like a day when the internet went out, or like, a rainy day when I just couldn't do anything. But lately it's like, I don't know, I'm never bored. It's like I always have a project going on, and then it's hard because I'm like, which project? I have too many projects going on. I know, I look at the bottom of the serif here, and I almost feel like I see a split there, but I'm not really seeing a split on the top. I don't think that this is one. It's a 49. I don't see many 49s though. Yeah, I of course have a PO box. I have a few PO boxes. So I don't think that's anything on one. It just looks kind of cool. Yeah, selling on eBay, I definitely found it a lot easier to have a PO box than it going to any one place. It's just I feel a lot better when I have like hundreds of packages in the mail. Being able to have everything like stay at the post office until I'm ready to go get it. Yeah, I guess that's the thing too. It's like I like reading huge things with tons of information, but at the same time, it's like I really only should be going through it when I need to go through it. Because even though I like going through like books like that, like when I was a kid, I like read every encyclopedia in the set. It just was fun, and there wasn't internets back then, and so exploring the world in a book, that was what you could do. But it's like I definitely like to, but it's like a lot of the books, a lot of the information is like super 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 repetitive, and it's therefore kind of hard to absorb. It's like you really need to just kind of seek and extract the information that's directly relevant to what you are trying to research or find out stuff about. Yeah, that could happen. I don't like to put it out just on the stream because I've had I've had some interesting things happen when I put an address, and that's why I don't spam my address or other people's. Is I don't know. There's some fun people out there and some not fun people out there. But I do have a Facebook account, link in the description below here, and I have a Instagram account, and both of them can have like private messages there. If you send a link through there, I can send you my PO box. If you want, you don't have to like. Um, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lady Kate Nichols. That's really nice of you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. So I'll give you guys the warning here. It looks like we've got about 6 or 7 more in this roll. And let me drink some water here for a minute after we do the roll, and I will try to see, I'll try to channel inside me and figure out. I think I've got energy in here to do a little bit more. Okay. I'm the same way with anything that is not work related. If it's like work related, it gets out on time promptly. If it's like a thank you card or like like saying hi to an old friend or something, I'm really 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 bad. Unfortunately, everybody in my life understands that and knows and just knows that's part of who I am, for better or for worse. This one kind of looks like there was or is some glue on the reverse, and so it's like you can kind of see some of what the coin looked like before it toned. I feel like there is a little bit of pretty toning on this coin, but unfortunately there's also some glue. The sadness. I wonder if this would have all turned purple. And then it's like, it's a better looking 1948S. It's, nothing to get graded, but um, it's just kind of sad when things like that have glue. It was like probably like glued into a collection. But yeah, these problem almost BU coins, it's like this is kind of part of the problem. It's like, I have a ton of coins that still exhibit, original mint luster, have like excellent details, yet have like a big scratch going across them, has environmental damage, has, mean green stuff on them. And it's like, what are they worth? It's like, would a person want this, slightly red coin over, a circulated one that doesn't have like something green and growing on it? It's a beautiful penny. Well, we looked at that green one for long enough there. Pretty good sized scratch. So this one looks, these ones are interesting. Like to me that looks cleaned, but then it's like almost like as if something polished. But it's like the fields are so bright and smooth and reflective. But like, it looks clean to me. Like some of these, like I don't quite understand. Like I feel like there's obviously different ways that coins are cleaned and therefore damaged. But some coins, they look like they've been rubbed on, or someone's like intentionally kind of like tried to make them look better and just like kind of scratched off the surface. Some look like they've had a Brillo pad added to them, and some of these look like they're like kind of oiled up, and it's just like, what happened? Oh no. Excuse me. Yeah, some of these are definitely better than others, and some of them are way better, and some of them are like just like quite a few of the coins I feel like I've shown on this show really should just be put in a roll and sent to the bank with like, destroy. Please put these pennies out of their misery. I don't know, that's one thing I did when I like coin roll hunted from like bank boxes. It's like you would like get all these like super nasty pennies and super corroded ones, ones that were just green and ones that like were just all rough and sharp. And it's like I'd always like roll those up, and like when I went to turn them in, like just like write like destroy. Because they just, they weren't even good enough to use as pennies anymore, let alone any collectible value. It's like maybe if someone wanted to like melt them down, but you're not really allowed to melt down pennies, so like looking at that, I think that's a scratch. Maybe we can look at it closer. I don't see why not. Maybe it's not a scratch. Yeah, that really doesn't look like a scratch. Like a little crack or a little lamination error. They usually don't go all the way through the coin. It'd be interesting to see if it just looked like it went towards the rim there. One of these days we'll find a nice a really nice doubled eyelid. I feel like when, who was it, Spiked Head Die Crack was in here. He was one of the people that was saying, hey, check out around the eye, please, please, please. And I feel like when he was here, he'd be like, oh, there's one, there's one, there's one. And then it's like when he's not here, I'm not seeing them. It's like I feel like occasionally I see one that looks kind of interesting. Like this one kind of looks interesting. Like there kind of looks like there is something raised up kind of in the little eye bed there. There also looks like there's something on top of the eyelid. Like there's like a dye chip on top of it. See, yeah, no, I don't check the ears. How many things are there actually on the ears? Is that just like the 80s? And what do you look for on the ears? You have me curious. I'll put that one off to the side. That one looked interesting on the eye though. Like I feel like the ears, oftentimes with the circulated ones, you know, they get more worn quickly. And so I feel like if there was anything there, it would be harder for me. You know, I feel like finding stuff on non-circulated ones earlier would be easier, and then I would kind of know the patterns to look for. I feel like I see a little bit of machine doubling on the S here on the bottom of the 9 and the bottom of the 4. Yeah, I haven't, you know, it's like you can kind of see here, like, I don't think I would even be able to tell, with a lot of these, I don't think I would even be able to tell if there was a double dye there or not, to be completely honest. I don't even think half of these coins, I don't even think I'd be able to find on the microscope when I was looking at the ear. Sometimes it's the lobe and sometimes the outer rim. I've definitely seen several of the double dyes. I've definitely seen several of them over the years in the 80s and stuff, and I felt like those ones, if I was looking through like a BU roll, I feel like I would be able to identify and see those ones. If it wasn't a BU roll, I think that I would have a really, really, really hard time. And I have a hard time with the eye itself. Like, I feel like my microscope, when we zoom in here, it wants to either focus on the cheekbone or the like kind of the ridge of the eye. There's like a very, very narrow place I can kind of zoom in on. And maybe I'm zooming in too much for an ear. Maybe you don't need to be, you know, but it's like if I try to look at the ear here, it's like I can see kind of the inside of the ear, but most of the ear here, it's really, really, really tough. I have some which I hopefully will be able to show on the show here. I have a lot of mint celloed coins too. Like I have a few thousand like proof wheat cents that I want to go through. I have like pretty much like 56 through 58, and I want to do a bunch of shows with those. We went from like 2016 through the 70s with Mincellos, and people were saying, hey, can we look at, the rolls again? And so we kind of came back here. And now we've been doing this for a week or two, and I was going to get back to doing some rolls here again in the future. Or, I'm sorry, some Mincellos. But yeah, I don't know, like I haven't done a lot of BU roll searches. I do have some. I have quite a bit in the 70s, but most of the dates that I have are not, ones that are better known for finding stuff. We can take a look at another ear here, I believe. So yeah, it's like, I think this is the ear. It's also just kind of like learning how to, for looking for the eye, it's like I get in a pattern, and it's like just like learning how to like zoom in on the right place and stay on a path. But yeah, I have like pretty much like a couple months worth of like Mincello rolls to go through, and I'm gonna get more. It's just it's kind of what comes up for auction and stuff. And I'm sure that probably if I went to like a coin show, there's just no coin shows around here, I'd probably be in heaven. I'd probably be able to find about anything I could look for. That last eye looked weird. I'll take another glance at the last eye here. I believe this was it anyway. Yeah, there almost looks like there's, kind of something up at the top. It's like sometimes there's like, when there's like a dull part in that area, it seems like it really stands up compared to everything that's shiny. And somehow it makes it look higher to me. And it can be sometimes, and I have trouble with it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing the Mincello rolls sometime this week. Um, it's like I feel like my scheduled streams are on Wednesday and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. I've been trying to start them earlier when I can lately, but I was thinking that like maybe for my regularly scheduled nights I would do this, and then for nights like tonight when I'm doing a bonus stream, that I could just basically do whatever I wanted because it's not a regularly scheduled, it's just kind of like my free spare time. And so just kind of want to like change things up and make things fun. Like I have a ton of ideas of things I'm wanting to do. I bought a ton of like early proof sets that I want to like go through. I want to start, pulling out some stuff from some rolls, which then I'm gonna have to redo, remake rolls. But at some point, I'm gonna do like a bulk submission to PCGS. So I'm wanting to like go through a bunch of nicer coins, to basically be like, these are the coins I want to send in. What do you guys think? And you guys can say like, don't do it or do it. and then I want to do videos and stuff when the stuff comes back. Yeah, some of these eyes definitely look weird to me. I've been putting some to the side. It's just until I learn more about them, it's hard for me to say like yes, 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 and I don't want to be like yes, yes, yes if it's like not something and have someone watch one of my shows and then go and pull out a bunch of them and think that they're going to retire off those ones. Nice. Um, yeah, I believe I've seen your stream once before, Lady Kid Nickel. You have a stream, right? Like I feel like I recognize your name, but I feel like I recognize your logo even more. I feel like it's been a while since I've been there though. I just put them up on. I'd put them up on my eBay store. I could have Heritage sell them, but most of them, like probably 90% of them, Heritage wouldn't want anything to do with. I mean, probably most of them would come back like Proof 66. Like probably most of them would come back like 65, 66 is my guess. At least for the early proofs. And I feel like their fees would pretty much be like their fees. And I don't have any trouble selling them off on eBay. You guys are vulgar. Well, I'll come check out your stream sometime. What's your regularly scheduled stream? It's like I was totally random here for a while, but I tried to like basically be like, okay, I'll probably stream every night for you guys, but I'll only promise it on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then therefore I feel like I have a life, and then because I have no life, I just stream all the time because I enjoy it. And it's what I would pretty much be doing anyway, looking through coins, um, but then I get to do it with people. Yeah, I've definitely, like the last couple of days, like I just got to be a YouTube partner this last week. And so it was just, I did things the hard way. Took a little bit over a year, made 5,000 videos, when I probably could have made like 50 videos or 100 videos and just put a little bit more time and energy into things. And I probably could have done it a lot easier. I mean, it wasn't really the point to become a YouTube partner, but it was definitely one of those things that I was working towards. I think that this one is an RPM here. The mint mark looks a little bit roughed up, but it definitely looks split. What's the 56D? I mean, it's possible that it is damaged there, but I don't think it is. We can see if we can find, let me flip it over, we'll see if we can find anything. It's funny too, because I look at the rest of the coin and it's kind of bright and happy, and then I look at this mint mark and it's kind of like beat up. I think that's an RPM. I don't see any split on the top. Nice. Yeah, it's like really valuable when people work together, that is for sure. It's like, that's one of the things actually I've been trying to remember to do, is like I need to find, I normally go from about 9 to midnight, and usually by the end of the stream here, there's, like 8 to 11, 12 people in the stream. And it's like, I need to like do some raids. I need to be like, okay, who's on here? Like, hey, has anybody got any recommendations of someone we could like should do a stream raid to? But it's like, I feel like I go to other channels and people like go and raid each other and like, help each other out on the streams. And it's awesome. I think it's like a lot of fun to watch. Oh yeah, let me flip that one before I just like put it back in the tube and like, oh yeah, where'd that RPM go? I guess I'll find that again in 20 years, that's right. Yeah, I mean, those are the ones I want to find. I want to find the ones that I can see with my plane, with just looking at it with my eye. But at the same time, if we're going through things looking, there are people that want some of them. And some of them, even though they're hard to see with, the naked eye, it doesn't mean that they're common. Some of the ones that are hard to see are really rare. There's not a lot of them. Yeah, I really like the coin community here on YouTube. There's a couple of goofballs here and there, but I'm probably one of them too. Yeah, like when I first started out on YouTube, or I guess streaming, I started out on Twitch. I watched a Mr. Beast video of him like giving a gamer like $10,000 and then watching them, lose the game. But I was like, oh, I like video games, I'll play. And so long story short, I started playing video games and, streaming it. But then I started to make coin videos. Where'd my brain go? But yeah, so I made a ton of videos and then I started looking around because I didn't even realize other people really were making coin videos. And then I started to find all these people and started to go to all these channels and started to learn all this stuff. And I was like, how long's this been going on? Like, how long has there been like a ton of people that I get? Because there wasn't anybody who I could talk about coins with, or there was no one that understood what I did. Like, as far as like, it's like I sell coins and, look through coins. Like, I used to go through like a few 5,000 count bags every weekend. That was my weekend. I think that this one is just damage. It's like the edge is definitely damaged, but then it's like, oh, but it almost looks like a split. No. Bye-bye. But yeah, there's like a really great community of people on YouTube, and a lot of people will really like bend over backwards to like help teach you things. It's like just here on the stream, like people come on and they're like super helpful and like teach me about different coins. And it's like I've learned stuff that I probably wouldn't have like gone and learned about that myself, but somebody was like, hey, did you know this? Check that out. And then boom, I learned something and it was cool. It's like I wouldn't be checking the eyes here. It's like I feel like, part of it I feel like I'm maybe wasting my time a little bit. But at the same time, if I find something really cool on one of them, then yes, my time was not wasted. I'm finding it easier to look at the eyes now. I'm not really sure what's going on with that one, if that's like a big dye scratch right through the eye. It kind of looks cool. It's like Lincoln has a lens. I'm definitely not used to the ears here yet though. It's like I can kind of like tell where the ear is. But it's weird how there's so many different parts of a coin that we generally don't even notice like how things can be different. It's like that's why I like going through like 50 mint cellos all of the same date and mint, because I'll get to see a bunch of examples in beautiful condition, and then it's like I start to see all the things that are similar about the coins and all the things that are subtly different about them compared to other dates and mints. Yeah, there's a lot of knowledge, like there's a lot of really knowledgeable people here on YouTube. It's amazing. And it's like selling coins on eBay and stuff, it's like I probably had, the first 10 years I was on there, I probably had like 5 or 10 discussions about coins that like, were just like a few messages back and forth with, different people on eBay. So it was like I was interacting with people with coins on eBay, but like we never talked about the coins. It was mostly about prices and do you have that or do you have this? I never, I wasn't learning anything other than like, oh, this one is, very sought after, or people really want this one. And so it's like, I feel like most of my knowledge on eBay as far as coins go is, okay, what are people looking for? What sells really easy? I don't know, it's like what coins sell really well? What ones, go for crazy amounts of money? I almost feel like I see one on this one, on the D. We'll check out the reverse. But it's like, I feel like since I started making videos and interacting on YouTube, no, maybe not, just shiny. I feel like I've been learning more about coins and more about the hobby. And that's how it started. It all started doing it as a hobby. And then I ended up getting like $10.99 because I was selling off all the coins I didn't want anymore. And then I was like, okay, well, it was a hobby, but now apparently it's a business. Because you shouldn't have to pay a ton of taxes on a hobby if you were actually pretty much incurring losses buying coins and then selling them. It's like I used to pretty much, when I bought a new coin to replace the old one, I sold it for the exact amount that I bought it for, or tried to, get the money. And, therefore I was buying it and then selling it for the same price, losing the eBay fees, losing the shipping, basically like losing 20% investment on every coin just so that I could have a better coin in its place. You do that 1,000 times and you realize like, oh, yes, there's a old ancient saying. It's buy low and sell high. Don't buy high and sell low, or you'll go broke. But it's definitely been a good lesson on eBay. Yeah, that were there MS-70 coins or quarters this year? I've never I don't think I've ever owned an MS-70 coin. I think like the highest Lincoln Memorial cent I have is a Mint State 69, business strike anyway. Maybe there are, maybe quarters are more common for MS-70 than pennies are. Or maybe I'm just not looking in the right place for them. Looks like this 5060 is a little bit nicer looking. No, it really, really, really does. But so an MS-70 quarter is, so this is like a Philadelphia or Denver business strike? And I mean, I don't even, I think I bought one 2020 coin. I think it was a 2020 quarter, but it was only an MS-67. But it already sold. I think I actually bought a second one this week, and I think it's in the mail. But normally, like I'll have, like Lincoln, I'll have shield cents by this time of year, but I feel like all the graders or something, everything got behind. Like it's like what, like August? And I feel like the 2020 business strike coins are just kind of like starting to like, be put up for sale on eBay. I guess I could have bought my own and got my own graded, but I'm just starting to get into that. Okay, the proof decam. Yeah, and this year, it definitely, yeah, I've had proof 70 deep cameos before. I probably have a few now. I sold a deep cameo dime, a proof 70 yesterday. Um, but for a while I was going to start buying a bunch of proof 70s. And at the moment I'm selling off most of my modern proof 69 stuff. But yeah, the 70 makes all the difference. I wish I had invested in all proof 70 rather than any proof 69 at all. Yeah, and I believe there are, like, say, I think the only mint state 69 business strike pennies I think I have is like a 2003 P. I think I either have one or two of them. I have like 30 MS68s. I think I have probably like 100 or so business strike MS68s for like all the different dates I have. But yeah, like this year, it's either going to be like, I feel like a really good year, which I think it's going to be a good year. I think populations are going to be low, because this whole coin shortage, I feel like they had two choices. They could have like pumped a bunch of coins out of the mint, or they, were just going to be short. And the fact that the mint is saying, people, please, bring your change to the bank. It makes me think that they are not making lots and lots and lots of coins. It's almost like they had a choice and they're like, no, let's go rare. Let's make this special year. Every single coin was flawed. Beautiful. Well, maybe they let the quality control go. Maybe it wasn't considered an essential service. They're like just a couple wisecrackers in the mint. Like, let's like, all right, let's let's make a bunch of like Lincoln cents on dime planchettes, and let's make a bunch of Lincoln dimes on copper planchettes or zinc covered or copper covered zinc. I feel like some funny business is going to go on inside the mint this year. I feel like we're going to get some interesting looking stuff. I haven't opened up a single roll of 2020s. Like after seeing people like Jeeping John like find thousands of W quarters, I was like, I need to do that this year. Like it would be fun to like drive from bank to bank and just make a business of looking for W quarters. I haven't gone to look at any. And I feel like it will probably be a lot of that kind of stuff. I feel like when it first comes out, there's a hype and the price gets like, kind of high, and then the couple years it kind of slowly creeps down, and then it kind of goes stagnant for 10 years. And then when the numbers finally sort out, then some of them become worth money. But I feel like it's stable enough. This one looks like an RPM here. I don't think that's damage up at the top. I think that's like another D. 58D. There's a little bit of machine damage up there. That looks like it's rotated. It's funny though, there's not like a clear notch in the bottom, but the mint mark is also kind of marbled looking. It's definitely a strong split up on the top. But I think it'll be a good year. I think you made a good choice there. Yeah, they found all the W's. There could be the W Kings. That's not a, so we got another RPM here. I think that is the fourth one, unless I put one in the wrong stack. Or yeah, I did put one in the wrong stack, I think. I see one on the top of the stack. Could have been from yesterday. Thank you. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let me flip this one up. And write it down so I don't forget and it won't just go into the vault for 20 years. I think somebody last night was talking about some sort of machine process where we'll just be able to put the coins into, you know, into a scanner or something. It'll tell you the grade. It'll tell you if there's any variety. It seems like it would be a fun, like credited coins. Like we used to talk about, like conveyor belts and like creating like an automatic system that could just sort all the coins. And seemed like a fun idea. At the same time, that feels basically like what eBay is. It's like a giant sorting machine, except for instead of having all these moving pieces and parts, people do it. It's like the people are the giant machine that sort everything out and find all the fun stuff. Maybe we will find another one here. But I don't know, I almost feel like there's like going to be like created rarities this year. I feel like just like that things are being done on purpose to make things rare. It's like I feel like there'll be like the lowest mintages ever, and like half of the coins will never even leave the mint. They will just be like delivered to like mint employees, families' houses instead. And so none of the coins will actually go into circulation. They'll just be delivered to very important people's family and relatives. And then those people will be able to slowly sell them off their entire lifetimes and never have to work a real job. But that's just a conspiracy theory. Obviously, there's no basis of truth there. I allow myself one fun thought like that a night. Oh, this one looks different. I'm having trouble focusing on it too. That is his eye. Is it always like that? I've only looked at a few hundred tonight, right? I should know if that looks different than the other coins. I guess we just, it's like I'm still new at looking at eyes here. But that looks different. Let's try another one. Yeah, maybe it was just damage. Here, let's look at another one. I feel like that one's all scratched and that one's all soft. Okay, yeah, so there's like the eyelid and the part there. I don't know, maybe that's just damage. Coin. This one's giving me trouble. How do I get down there? It's like the coin is moving around. Might be a sign. Here, let me stretch. Let me lose the top of my head. Okay. Let's try this again. Sometimes when I get tired, it's a little bit harder to navigate here. So it's kind of like there's two things going. Like, it's like we have like the eyelid, and there's almost like a line underneath that, but is it just a scratch? And then there's like this kind of like more of a hunk of metal up on top. Maybe it is a doubled eyelid. I hadn't seen one that looked like this. So what was this, a 58D? Okay. See, this is where, you know, it's now I'd like to be able to put the penny up on a microscope up above my head, leave that while I keep looking, and then for people that like love to, you know, find out exactly which one it is, then I can just leave it up there and we can keep going. So in the future, I promise that will happen. Let's take one more look at it. And see, I guess what I'm just curious is if that's like just some, you know, metal damage, if something got smushed somewhere. But then the eyelid also looks like, you know, did it get scratched there? Or is the eyelid itself doubled as well there? You know, because it's like part of it looks way lower. Maybe a die chip. It's like a, well, I guess the eyelid's pretty small. It's the funny thing, like putting the coins in the flips here makes them, it's like it protects them and it makes it easier to organize them, but it also makes it harder for me to like go back and find out. It makes it harder to see. So I'm like contemplating that one there. It's like I want to see a split serif on the top and the bottom there. I also feel like it's like 11:34 at night and I'm like starting to imagine that I'm seeing them. Like I don't see the line, but I see like a shadow and where I think it is, but I'm not seeing it. I feel like I'm imagining it. Let me put that one in a maybe pile. I did kind of feel like I saw something there though. Yeah, that last one definitely was way, way, way different than any of the other three that we saw. This one's got kind of, it's got a fingerprint on it. I mean, it's got other things going too, but it's a nice blue looking. It looks repunched to you. It did look repunched to me, but for some reason it was like, I don't know, it was like it looked repunched, but it was like repunched on like, and it was like very, very faint, or like it was like very worn. So it was like I couldn't see the notches. And it's like some of them, it's like I feel like I need to see more than it shows me. Maybe I'll look at it again here at the end I wasn't able to like kind of like see it and say yes. It's like, and like, you know, it's, I don't know, it was like I couldn't see the line, I couldn't see the separation, I could just see what kind of looked like it was one. 1920 out of 1926 out of nowhere. I feel like we've been maybe one or two 30s tonight. I don't think we saw any teens, any 20s. It's like trying to be all fiery on the back. Looks like a little damage there. I thought maybe that was a flaw. Maybe it is. I don't think so though. Maybe we'll find a couple more. Ooh, this one's got a cool tone to it. Hello. Oh, I like this one. It's I don't know, it's like very smooth and very, very beautiful. It's like interesting. I'm like looking at the other monitor and trying to see like what it looks like to you guys, but on my one in front of me it looks like super awesome, and then on the one over there it looks like kind of awesome. Like I feel like it looks better here. Normally I look at that one and I'm like, wow, I wish. Of course. It's got green death on the reverse. Oh, it does have some cool toning on the reverse, but it also has some things not so cool. This makes me feel like it's not natural, because it's like, you know, it's like the way that it separates, like, you know, in the center between these two places there's not really the same kind of toning, and then like on those areas it's just like boom. I don't think the 26 was an S. I think that the 26 was just a 26. Maybe flip this one. I know that one side of it is kind of messed up, but that's one of the prettiest ones that I've seen in here in a long time. Maybe it can go in a folder with its back to the cardboard. Yeah, no, I think the 26 was just a 26. Or yes. $1941D. Why did I put this 41D in here? It is worn. I couldn't see anything on the mint mark. Is that like a crushed? Let's check this out a little closer. I'm not convinced that that's an error. I think that S looks like it's been beaten up and smashed. I almost wanted to say it was like a lamination or something, but I don't think it was. I think that there's a lot of damage going on in that one. Yikes. I mean, it's sometimes like, it's like we'll be going through coins that will look a little bit better, and then all of a sudden there's coins, and I really don't know. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that had this going on, or that had that going on, but sometimes I'm just like, maybe a stack fell over, and because I feel like I'd make like stacks of ones that I thought were errors, and then I'd make stacks of ones that like kind of looked prettier. Huh. Those, is it just me, or those fours look really close? Like, I feel like the tip of the four is kind of smashed, but it like nearly touches the other four. I could maybe, I think that it was probably smashed like that, but it's like I could see myself putting this one aside and thinking like, oh, it's been smashed. Or oh, they're touching. That could be an error. Things look a little bit thicker, but I think everything has really just been smashed down flatter on this coin. Look a little bit closer on the two here. I think the two's been flattened. It also looks just kind of crooked. $19.23. It's like, yes, I kind of see something that looks like, a line on the edge there, but I don't think that that's like a double die eyelid. I think it's just like a scratch on it. A little black thing on the front of the coin. A little bit better condition for some of the last few ones we've gone through. Not bad condition, considering it's like 97 years old. This one's got kind of an interesting red surface, but then it's got like these weird super bright blue ones. I'm guessing by how many scratches and kind of things on this coin it's been cleaned. So I'll warn you guys, we are on the last stack of this roll. This one will be the last one for me because it is getting towards midnight here. And I'm already starting to turn into a pumpkin tonight. I started off tired here tonight. This one, like, it's kind of like that one we looked at before. I feel like I can see a split at the top and the bottom here. See if I can make it. I mean, there definitely seems like there is like, there's like a couple pixels out of it, where I can see like a little notch on the top and the bottom. So I think that this is an RPM. It's just, not super, 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 it doesn't scream, yes, I'm an RPM. Like, for all I know, there's like a little scratch right there on the top and bottom. I always find it funny when I'm like watching someone's stream and then somehow I get like behind a couple minutes. And then I realize that I've been like chatting with everybody, but I'm like way behind in time. Like, I'm talking about things that they were watching like 5 minutes ago. And it's funny how like when you're a live stream, that will work. The splits usually mean double die. Well, I think with the for the RPMs, I think that when you're looking at the serifs on them, you're looking for like a split in the serif, and when you can see the split in it, it's kind of the way that you can see that there are two different mint marks on top of each other. I mean, I believe that's how it works. That's how I've like learned to be able to like tell the difference between ones that are RPMs and ones that are, just machine damage. Like, I used to find a lot of them that I thought were RPMs, and then I found out later that they weren't. It was just, machine doubling. I'm not sure. I think Lincoln might have had a black eye back there. Some nice little purple, kind of like a purple rim around this one. Yes, poor Lincoln. Oh, this one has a little bit of purple on the front too. Yeah, for me, unless it's just like, like a D with like a D, over D, like north or counterclockwise or something. It is the splits on the serifs, of both the D and the S. Like, that's like really what I look for, to feel confident if it's an RPM or not. Yeah, we're not going to find a doubled eyelid on that one, that's for sure. It's like the blob has claimed this coin. But some RPMs are definitely easier to spot. Some of them are way clearer. I like the ones that just look like a mint mark with another mint mark, like, kind of smashed right through it. Those are the ones that, if I was to like collect and keep a bunch, those are the ones that I would want. If I was going to buy like a graded RPM, I'd want ones that were just like clear as day, ones preferably that you could see with the naked eye, at the very best, just, about this close, not having to go all the way in here. Like, for me, it's like if I have to like zoom in that much, it's not that I don't, it's not that I don't think that they're cool. It's just I would want ones that I could, I don't need to go that far in to know. Like, I think the ones you can see with the naked eye are way, way cooler. think this coin is clean. I mean, it probably is. Like, it is so bright and shiny. Yeah, it's so funny how, like, a coin like this, like, it almost looks silver, or it almost looks like it wants to be a proof coin. And then it's like you get it underneath, like, a light like this, and it just looks, like, dull. Now let's take a look at the reverse. Wow, the reverse actually looks really nice on this one. It's kind of funny. I mean, I feel like this one, like the reverse here, looks like a really nice business strike. But like for some reason I felt like the front was trying to look like a cleaned proof coin or something. Maybe it's been plated? Is that just like gigantic fingerprints? Yeah, maybe the front is cleaned and fingerprinted and totally damaged. The reverse was beautiful. I don't know. For some reason, I really liked the reverse. It's a beautiful coin for a 37. This front, it's all messed up. Maybe that one can go in a book backwards. That one could go as an example of a reverse in like a Whitman folder, and the other one that had a really nice front, that one could be an example of an obverse. I think they were made for each other. Yeah, it definitely did look like some kind of polish or something that makes it proof. It definitely seems to be a thing. And coins like that just kind of confused me a lot. I feel like I put a lot of them away because it was like, oh, well, I know that there are proof coins, I just don't own any because I didn't own any like old proof coins then. And until I got, a bunch of proof coins and kind of like started to get familiar with looking at them, it wasn't until then that I was like, oh, I have a whole bunch of cleaned, plated, damaged coins. And so like, sometimes buying coins is an expensive lesson, and then sometimes buying coins is a lesson that saves you a lot of money in the future. And like, I mean, it's like, I feel like you can buy, like proof wheat cents for just a couple dollars. You could probably buy like a one in, still in the mint proof set or in the mint cello for like $3, $4, $5 by itself. If you get them in bulk, they can be a little less sometimes. The little itty bitty scratches, yeah. And it's like funny, until like you see the coin underneath the microscope, oftentimes those scratches, they just, some of them when they're really, really scratched, you can see them with the naked eye. But some of them you don't even see it until you get under a microscope or a loop. I feel like this 1927, like the reverse and everything, it looks pretty much just like that 1926 we looked at. It's like the same kind of colors. Here's another 1927. Wonder if it'll have the same. Nope. $34p. I saw somebody with like entire bags of 1934D, like 5,000 count 1934D. Like that's a lot of rolls of 1934D. I mean, 1934D is a pretty good year. I think a 1934D and MS65 condition is like $80, like in a PCGS slab. Um, but I'm assuming that all the 1934Ds inside that bag are probably pretty damaged looking coins. Yeah, tone coins definitely seem to be growing a following. I was never into them. Like, I would collect them. Like, if I found one, yeah, I'd like put it aside and keep it. I loved them. But I've definitely seen like graded toners, like, you know, ones that even coins that say, you know, like that PCGS grades that they can't even say if it is, you know, it'll say genuine. A bunch of those. So what's going on with this one? I feel like this one has some damage on the eyelid. And then, but there does look like there's something to the north again. And maybe that's the same damage that is lower. Maybe if we look around, there's even more. I'll maybe put this one aside with the other one. Maybe compare it to the next one. It's like, I feel like there was, whoa. Yeah, it looks like his eye isn't having that good of a day there. I don't know, when I look at it like this, it kind of looks like there are some big scratches up above. And so that the top part, I mean, I think that part there, I think there's a gouge right below. And then the top part, I think, is just the normal part, but then there's a deep scratch. Like, I think, you know, right where that super bright light is in the center of the screen, I feel like that's a deep scratch, and the only reason that the stuff below it shows up is because of that scratch. But I feel like because it's there, it makes it kind of show up. Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely don't feel bad about getting educated. Thank you again for offering. Thank you so much. Like, that's one of the things that I like the most about doing the streams, is that I get to talk with a lot of different people, and I get to learn from a lot of different people because we all know something different, and it definitely helps, and it helps getting different people's perspectives too. So thanks for being generous with yours. I really appreciate it. And I'll give you guys the warning here. We're down to just a few coins. And it looks like we will be just spilling over the edge of midnight. But Lincoln did, yeah, no, he kind of did zoomed out there. It kind of looks like there's other things up above there. I just need to look at a lot of Lincoln cents to figure out what's going on with the eyes. It's like I feel like I spend so much time on the front of the coin. Like if I see anything on the reverse, I zoom in. I will do my best, Lady Kid Nickel. You know, I always try, and then I try to be careful too, because if I had been doing these streams like 15 years ago, I'd be like, see this O? You know, the top part of it is all flat here, and it's a partial strike. I wouldn't have known, and it's like, oh no, this is a weak strike. You know, it's like, look, like E pluribus is almost gone here. It's a rare air. Um, so it's like I'm glad I wasn't doing this stream like 15 years ago, because I would be telling people a lot of stuff. It's like that's the one thing I don't want to do on this stream, is just be like, hey everybody, this is rare. You know, you could find this in your pocket change and it's worth $1 million, and then have people find out that they spent a bunch of time looking for something and then it wasn't really worth anything, just some guy on the internet told them it was. So I know, yeah, I'm trying to learn. I'm thirsty, I'm hungry for knowledge. I'm always happy to learn more. So did we look at this one? I think we have one more. Either that, right? This was one of the ones I put aside, and we'll just have to look at it again. Yeah, I'm always hungry and thirsty for more knowledge. I definitely want to learn. I feel like the more I learn, the better. Oh, this is our toner for our stoner Lincoln. Is it a toner or a stoner? It's got some colors on it. But yeah, so it's midnight, it's 12:01. I think you can see it in my eyes. I'm starting to look like Lincoln here. And so I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thank you, Lady Kid Nichols, for the conversation, and I'll check out your channel, and I'll check out the Instagram. Thanks for sending me a message there. Thank you, Sev Weber, for starting off the stream here, and thank you, Logan's Coins. One of these days I will make you a mod. Thanks, Blue Sandy, for being here tonight. I wish you good luck with all the scavenger hunts, and congrats again with the 3 that you found in the past week. You've been doing an awesome job, and thank you for looking, because everyone else gave up, and I did put time into putting those together. I'll do some better ones for you and everyone else. And have a good night, Lady Kid Nichols. Thanks for being here again. Thanks, Accredited Coins, for being here tonight. Wish you a good night, and congratulations on your awesome day of sales on eBay. I think you had a bigger day today than I think I've ever had on eBay. So congrats, that was impressive. And have a good night, metal detecting with Austin Simpson. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night, Sherazada Zapata. I'm gonna come check out some more of your videos, and thank you for coming by tonight. I'll see you again soon, I hope, friend. Yeah, thank you everybody for being here tonight. Wish you guys all good nights. Hope you guys find some cool coins. And tomorrow is Tuesday, August 19th, I believe. I will be. Thank you, Lady Kid Nichols. Thank you. I believe I'll be doing a bonus stream tomorrow night, and hopefully, if I have the time, I'm gonna have some fun surprises for you guys. I just need to finish up some of the stuff I'm working on, and yeah. Thank you, Lady Kid Nichols. Yeah, it's been a week, and it's been a fun week. It's like I've just been doing longer and longer streams, and it's starting to. One of these nights, maybe I will take just a wee break. I'll get like an extra hour of sleep, something. Just do something to like. Maybe I'll spend some time in a hammock. But thank you so much for the super chat. Super kind of you, and thank you. Thanks everybody. Wish you guys good night. I will see you all in the future.